imagine you're doing an 8-hour job and being paid for 2 hours.
Connect with evil energy.
When there is a heavy energy surrounding you, you know there is something wrong. Initially, when I started reading, I used to have heavy headaches. So what is not there to believe in it?
We go to different tarot readers and they give us different readings.
When people genuinely require help and they get it also, they sometimes reject it because they are not ready for it.
People say that tarot card predicts future. Is it like a myth?
Contrary to the saying that all the good things in life are free, no. All the good things are not free.
Hello everyone, this is Aditya Mehta and I welcome you back to the Aditya Mehta Show, where curiosity meets clarity. And in today's episode, we are entering a world which is usually famous on Instagram Reels and dramatic YouTube thumbnails. Today, we are going to talk about tarot reading and healing and many more things related to that. And for guiding us through that, we have Sonal Ratra, a lady who has experience of more than 13 years in tarot reading. And we are going to talk a lot about that today. And she is someone who blends intuition with practical guidance. And I'm sure she's going to read your energy today in this episode as well. However, not literally though, but this episode might do that. Now, let me welcome the very amazing Sonal Ratra. Hi Sonal, how are you doing today?
Hi Aditya, I'm doing very good. Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing amazing. I mean, I'm sure there are many energies that you will be feeling right now in this studio
I can
as
see
well.
the excitement.
I'm always excited to record a podcast, but today I'm more excited because this is the topic I wanted to cover, for a very long time. And today I have a very professional tarot reading expert with me. So yeah, I'm really, really excited of that.
Thank you. I feel good.
Okay, so Sonal, before we dive into the episode, okay, there is just one thing that I ask to every expert who comes on this show, and I'm going to ask you as well. If you can give your detailed introduction, because what I gave was such a short and crisp introduction, but you can give your detailed introduction.
Okay, to start with, I'm a Delhi born and brought up. And for years I've been there and then shifted to Mumbai just after my marriage. And had my corporate experience with Shoppers Stop for a long time since I'm a MBA graduate in HR. And after I had my kid, I had my priorities changed. So, but still I never sat at home. So I was quite socially involved. I had my own event management company. I still have it. I have my own event management company. And but all through these years, there was something subtly going on with me. I would say rather since my childhood, I was very empathetic. I very intuitive, like a deja vu kind, and I had a lot of premonitions. So these are heavy words, I know.
Yeah.
But as a child, I never understood them. So obviously, I was perplexed. I was confused. What are these things? Which I understand, but I'm not able to tell others. So, but over the years, subtly, gradually, I understood them. But still, I didn't know how to, use this kind of energy which is within me. And I exactly never knew how to place it. But I would say thank you to my husband. He introduced me to one of his friends who was into tarot reading.
Okay.
And that was the first time I saw tarot and I saw the cards, and she did a reading for me. And something clicked within me.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, suddenly I found a connection and a meaning to what all was going inside me. And I realized, all these psychic abilities, which I eventually understood that I have, with a tool like tarot, could be put across on the table for my clients, or anybody who comes to me for help
Hmm.
can use those abilities.
Okay.
I see it as a gift which is given to me by God.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, when these kind of gifts are given to you, they are to be shared.
Of course.
So, combining my psychic abilities with a tool like tarot helped me, give gift to others in terms of resolving
Hmm.
their problems, their giving them clarity and showing them guidance.
That's beautifully said, and what an amazing intro, guys. I mean, and you also mentioned about how you got into tarot reading as well, but you also mentioned about psychic abilities that you had. So, what are those psychic abilities? If you can give an example or two, like what exactly it
Sure.
was.
So, when I talk about intuition,
Hmm.
I understand basic intuition is with everybody.
Right.
Like suppose you're very close to a flame,
Hmm.
suddenly you become alert and, step away. That's your very subconscious ability to understand danger.
Right.
Okay. But I had it a bit heightened in terms of events. So or even in personality. So when I see you, I could understand, this is what is going to come from this person.
Okay.
So, and all this happens and is learned very gradually. I read through a lot of books. I read through books on intuition,
Mhm.
and that is how I could establish that yes, I have it heightened. And I read them further to build on it, because I knew this ability which is there in me can be, put across in the universe or to the world for help in future.
Wow. I mean, I'm literally, interested more into it now, and I'm really excited
I'm sure,
to
I'm sure.
ask more about it. But have someone like into your tarot card reading journey of 13 years, I would say, has anyone ever come to you and said that my crush is not replying, and I really want to know if she's going to reply or not, or something like that? Like many people come for marriage problems as well. So has it ever occurred with you?
Many times. Many times. But let me make it very clear, I do not do readings below 12 years.
Okay.
Because they are too young and their energy is so, very fluctuating.
Right.
So they don't know, they don't know what they're thinking now and what they're thinking in the next minute. So I do readings above 12 years when they are a bit stable in their head and, they are a bit able to understand their path.
Right.
So there are many people who have come like that, and
Yeah.
yes, we have resolved those issues as well. So the one part of tarot is understanding your environment, and the second part is resolving it.
Correct. So any 16-year-old kids right now, or 18 years, I would say, she is for you as well. You can definitely go to her and ask her about your crushes, and I'm sure she'll answer that.
I can tell exactly what your crush is feeling for you right now.
Guys, you got it. Now let's get serious into tarot reading now, because
No, this is serious business.
yes, of course,
ask a 16-year-old and he will tell you how serious he is about his crush.
yes, exactly.
And
it's
pain
quite serious,
of a
yeah.
teenager who's going through a relationship crisis can be bigger than a 50-year-old, who's facing it and who
Wow.
knows how to face it.
That's a great perspective.
Yes.
I agree to that.
Yes.
Now, normally people say that tarot card predicts future. Okay, so is it like a myth, or partly it is truth as well?
So first of all, to put it correctly, Aditya, tarot is not astrology.
Okay.
Okay, astrology is a science where you take your date of birth, your timing, your place of birth, you calculate your longitude, latitude, and you do certain calculations and come to a planetary arrangement, and accordingly find out what is going to happen in your life exactly from the date of your birth itself.
Right.
Okay. Tarot is very different. Tarot is completely about here and now.
Okay.
And what could be better than understanding your present? So once you understand your present, you automatically understand your past and your future. The belief that I come from is that there are only very few things which are destined. That is your birth, your death, and your marriage. Definitely, the partner that you marry is destined. This is my belief. Other than that, everything is free will.
Okay.
So even if you see now, every day we are making 10,000 choices in a day. A little thing, whether I want to have a tea or a coffee, whether I want to go by a bus or a car, we are taking so many choices.
Right.
So that free will helps us to, pick up a certain path. And that path decides our destiny.
Correct.
Okay. And that automatically applies to the things that we choose in our career, the things that we choose in our love or relationship, or things that we choose in our health perspective.
Right.
So automatically your results start showing.
Correct.
So when we say tarot, it is not exactly prediction, but it gives you a very clear picture about you as you are, your personality, your aura, your environment, the people in your environment, how they are affecting you, and how you have been built in the past because of these effects, and what is resulting in the future. So
Interesting.
your prediction will automatically, be visible to you. So when I say tarot gives you clarity, so you can understand very properly that if you choose this path, this is where you're going to lead. If you choose this path, this is where you're going to lead. So when you have that kind of clarity, Aditya, you can automatically decide where you're going. And the decision of choosing the right path leads you to right destiny. Isn't it?
Right. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty
Yes.
interesting. So basically, it helps you to give that clarity, and based on that clarity, you can actually take decisions which are in your favor as well,
Yes.
or which could be in your favor. That's really perfectly explained. Now I have a follow-up question to it. Okay, and I just remembered one of my tarot reading that happened a while back. Okay,
Mhm.
so. I mean, there was this girl I was going to. We were about to get married, and everything
Okay.
was going on. Okay, and it came to my notice that she actually consulted a tarot reading session with someone about me. Okay, and how am I and everything, and how the union is going to work, and a lot of things. Now, and what she replied, the tarot reader, that no, this is bad union. The guy is going to ask for what do we say, Dahej, basically. So he's going to ask for that and everything. All the bad things about me, she must have said it to her, and she was like, she's saying, so it must be true. I'm like, okay, wait a second, let me go ahead and consult two more tarot readers, and let's see how it works. And the other two tarot readers said that this union is really nice, and you should go ahead with that. Okay, now of course that didn't work out because she was too much into that. Okay, but the thing is that that person gave a different reading, and where I went gave a different reading. Now I know there is definitely a science behind that, or understanding behind that, because even most of the listeners, they would be feeling like, yes, that happens to us as well. We go to different tarot readers and they give us different readings. So what would you like to say about that?
Okay, so when you approach any professional, you should understand their background first.
Okay.
So if they are not just someone who just open up a shop and just encashing or minting money,
Right.
I'm sorry to say,
Yeah.
it happens in every profession, not
Of
just
course.
tarot, right?
Of course.
So you should definitely have references. You should go through their Google reviews. You should talk to people, and the word of mouth that is coming from others.
Right.
That helps because you should not just step into anybody's office and tell them, boss, do a tarot reading for me. One thing.
Right.
That's one perspective. Now coming back to your particular story, don't you think she was not destined for you?
Yeah, of course, I do think that.
even if she went to somebody who did a wrong tarot reading supposedly,
Uh-huh.
eventually she was not destined for you.
Of course. Yeah.
Because if she was, she would have come along with you and gone to a correct or a more veteran or an experienced tarot reader and understood properly that these two are saying nice things about us and the one is not saying nice.
Yeah.
So she could have automatically, evaluate and understood, boss, something is wrong over there.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yes. Yes.
So
yes.
I think that's about it.
Okay, but apart from these things as well, but there are certain cases where different tarot readers do give us slightly or more different reading sessions. Is there an understanding behind that?
Are you referring to general readings that are available
Yeah.
on the YouTube?
Definitely yes, and that
My
we are
sincere suggestion is you should not run across 10 tarot readers
Of
doing
course.
readings.
of course.
Why? Because they're all, first of all, they're all general.
Yes. Yes.
And in the starting, they give a disclaimer that it might or might not apply to you.
right.
I am sure nobody is listening to those disclaimers.
Yeah, no one listens to it, and of course they are also taking sun signs into that and then doing a reading session as well.
So how can you imagine almost one sun sign which covers almost 10 million people across the world having the same experience? It's
Exactly.
impossible.
It's impossible. Yeah.
And they're giving a very clear disclaimer in the starting that these are all general readings and it might or might not apply to you. To have your individual reading, you should pay and approach them.
Right.
So that itself clarifies.
Of course. Now, let's dive deeper into the concept of tarot reading itself.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as far as I know about tarot reading, because I have done some research on it, and because I have to interview a professional, so I have to do it, right? Now, in the research that I did, okay, I came to know that some tarot readers use evil energies, okay, or evil energies to actually, take that reading session, and some use angels. And sometimes, okay, while reaching out to an angel, sometimes they do connect with evil energies as well. Is that truth as well? I mean, how does that go in between?
To put it correctly, first of all, this is energy reading.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm using my energy through divine energy. I'm picking your energy and putting it on the table, and we are talking about it.
Right.
So in this process, sometimes they might connect to wrong energies accidentally.
Okay.
So there is a procedure to it. When proper tarot readers are starting their readings, they do their protection
Okay.
so that they are picking up the right energy, the divine energy, and the divine guidance to get the reading done.
Mm-hmm.
I am not knowing anybody who is deliberately picking up evil energies, because it is going to mess up the whole
Okay.
scenario
Okay.
for the reader, for the person who's getting the reading done, because it could be a nuisance.
It could be a nuisance. Okay.
Yeah.
And what if someone accidentally connects to that? Because there are certain people who are just starting out tarot reading, let's say, and they might not know the full procedure, and somehow they got connected with the wrong energy. So at that point of time, what happens and what should a person do during that time?
So a reader is in a very vulnerable position, Aditya.
Uh-huh.
Because he's picking up the energy of the client and he's trying to absorb it and understanding it and working it and resolving it for the client. So they could accidentally pick up all kind of wrong energies. They should cleanse themselves regularly before the reading and after the reading,
Right.
which is very important. And even otherwise, not just a reader, anybody who's moving around and meeting every person out there in the world needs a protection in terms of cleansing their energies, because every day we pick up a lot of heavy energies, knowingly or unknowingly.
Yeah.
So there are certain procedures and rituals by which you can cleanse yourself and stay free of these evil energies.
Wonderful. Great. And what do you mean by cleansing of energy? If you can explain that.
A very
procedure.
basic ritual is using rock salt.
Okay.
So on a daily basis, like as a reader, before the reading, I use rock salt. I wash my hands, my face with rock salt, and after the reading also, I use rock salt. So for the listeners, every day you can use not a pinch, a quite at least 2 tablespoons of rock salt in your bucket of water and take a bath with it, and see how light you feel. So the understanding of cleansing of energy is when you're feeling very light in your body and your movements, you have cleansed. And when there is a heavy energy surrounding you, in you and your aura, there's something wrong. You can sense it.
Right.
So immediately use that rock salt formula for yourself. Whenever you feel, you have picked up some wrong energy.
Okay, that's pretty amazing. I'm definitely going to try it tonight while having a bath. Now coming to the part where you said it's all about energy. Now you are also pursuing to become a life coach as well,
Yes.
right? So how do you feel that tarot reading also connects with life coaching, and how are you going to mix them both, or you are not going to mix them both? What exactly is going to be your future perspective towards it?
Aditya, I'm so glad you have picked up this question. I'll tell you why. Because, when I went through all these tarot readings, trust me, 70% of the problems are all personality disorders.
Oh, okay.
Or the people who are carrying a lot of heavy energy or traumas or childhood wounds, which they need to clear or resolve. And then they will automatically have clarity and know where to go in their path. So, all in all, I feel personally, everybody is very capable of resolving their own problems. Okay, if I come to the real crux of it, we all know what to do. But sometimes, what people do is they get so complicated in their actions, their decisions, and sometimes their environment. They get so lost, they don't know how to find their way. And that is the time when they need to come to us. Because we will help you find out your energy back in action.
Right.
You will know how to, get on your path back again and get going. So you just have to untie that knot that you have, unknowingly got in your life. And that's where you need your tarot reading.
Perfect. Now, there is one more follow-up question that I have, and that is related to the tarot reading session, which happens physically, face to face, and online. Okay, because nowadays you see on Instagram, there are tarot readers who say that you just have to message us and we will do a tarot reading for you. Okay. So what do you suggest about it? Does tarot reading needs to happen face to face, or it can happen online without looking at the face of the client, I would say?
See, when I say tarot reading, it is picking up the energy.
Right.
Okay. So it has to be that unique energy for the person I'm reading.
Right.
So it can be picked up by face to face. It can be picked up with the front profile picture of the person, which can be forwarded to the reader with their unique name and date of birth. So that defines the uniqueness of that person whose energy is to be picked. Okay, so it can be done online and offline as well. Yeah, it is relevant both ways.
It is relevant
Yes,
both ways.
yes, very much.
Okay. And now, as we talked more about energies, okay, like picking up those energies. Now, sometimes, let's say a person is having a question, okay, which he or she needs to ask to a tarot reader. Now, what happens is that during that point of time, his energy or her energy might not be that good, or sometimes it's really amazing. Okay. Do you think that energy of the person during that moment of tarot reading session impacts the tarot reading session as well, or the result, or maybe the guidance that a tarot reader wants to give? Will that energy impact the tarot reading session anyway?
So in a tarot reading, specifically we do a thing called Celtic cross.
Celtic Cross.
Celtic
Okay.
Cross, where we pull out a few cards and they are placed in such a way that we can find out the past, immediate past energy, immediate energy in the future, their environment, their attitude, their fears, and the outcome of their problems.
Okay.
So there's nothing like the momentary energy, you know, we can
Okay.
find out the overall.
You can find out the
Yes,
overall, and
yes.
that's the reason you pick cards, basically, is it?
There are different ways of pulling out the spreads.
Okay.
So one, as I mentioned, is a Celtic Cross. The
Uh-huh.
Celtic Cross is a 360-degree holistic approach to your environment, your people, your problem, your outcomes.
Hmm.
Then I think every reader has their own style of reading.
Huh.
You know, normally they spread the card and ask the client to pull out 3 cards. So that's a 3-card spread. The reader sometimes pull out 5 cards in terms of their past, present, future, and their outcomes. And sometimes it's just random shuffling, and you know,
Okay.
it's the reader's own personal style.
Okay. And
But these are few styles which the readers pick.
okay.
Yeah.
And is it like the main coaching happen styles, or how does it work that way? So is there a particular style which needs to be practiced, or all of these styles are
No, any
relevant?
reader will pick up any style or use a mix of it.
Okay. Okay.
He can use a mix of it also.
Okay.
It
And-
depends on the problem, how complicated it is, how easy it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So guys, I'm definitely going for a reading session to her, okay, because I am now clearly intrigued, and even I want to know what are the things that I am going to find out in my tarot reading session, and I'm going to pay, guys. So nothing in this world gets for free, right, Sona?
Absolutely, Aditya. Nothing is free in this world. All the good things are not free.
Of course.
Contrary to the saying that all the good things in life are free, no. All
Yeah.
the good things are not free.
Not free.
And when it comes to the readings, it is completely about the energy exchange that happens between the client and the reader. And everybody should understand, you know, that energy exchange should definitely happen. Otherwise, it's a burden on the reader.
Hmm.
So, you know, imagine you're doing an 8-hour job and being paid for 2 hours. So, how will you feel? That's a heavy burden, you
Yep.
know, right?
Definitely.
So, similarly, when a reader is doing this, they should be paid equally.
Hmm.
So, you know, that is very important for a client to understand, because they should know that there is a lot of energy that is going in it.
Right.
Like initially, you know, when I started reading, I used to have heavy headaches
Oh.
after every reading, because there was a lot of exchange that was happening and I was not used to it.
Hmm.
So my mentor, she told me that you know, you should do certain rituals to, you know, cleanse yourself, as a basic one that I
Yeah.
told you. There were others also. And then I started getting into the flow, and then she made a point very clear to me that remember to charge justified for your readings.
Okay.
You should feel justified for for the charges that you are taking for the reading. It is
Right.
very important,
Right.
and I understand that the people also understand.
Yes, that's very well said. Now I have 2 last questions for you, I promise. Okay, the first one is, what really changed in you as a person once you started tarot reading? Like, what is that one thing that you would like to express that changed in you and that changed you as a person as well?
So the first thing I would like to say is I was very happy when I found the tarot deck and the reading that was done for me in the first place, because I could find a very good connection between my psychic abilities and the tool, which could be brought together to help people,
Right.
you know. So I found a purpose.
Hmm.
So in right words, I found my destiny, which was to help people through these psychic abilities.
Right.
And-
That's very nice.
Yeah.
How did tarot reading change you as a person? That was the question. You want me to ask
and
again?
apart from this destiny which I discovered for myself, when I kept on doing readings and evolved and kept on giving guidance to my clients, I realized I was almost acting as a life coach for them, because their follow throughs for everything, and coming back to me for guidance was almost, I'm working on their personality development. And that is how I picked up, getting into a life coach
Right.
job as well. So,
And from then on, it just continued. That's
yes,
beautiful.
and it's evolving further.
It's
Let's see
evolving
where it
further.
goes now.
Wow, I'm sure it's gonna go to greater heights,
Yes.
and it's your debut podcast as well. So,
Absolutely.
and we are the podcast for debutants. I'm telling you this, guys, because we have so many debutant experts on the podcast.
And you've gone down in my history now.
Yes, of course. So now coming to the last question that I have is, let's say there are many people out there who doesn't believe much in tarot reading or astrology or numerology and many more things, right? What would be that one message that you would like to give to them?
See, for these people, I would just generally, want to put it across that they are not ready for the help.
Okay.
Because what I believe is, when people genuinely require help and they get it also, they sometimes reject it because they are not ready for it. Trust me, it is true.
Correct.
There are a lot of people whom I have, on my own try to help. But they have completely rejected it because, eventually I spoke to my mentor also about this, and I understood they are not ready for the help. So it's completely fine if somebody is not accepting or agreeing to, a certain kind of science like astrology or energy reading, which is also again science. Energy is science, right?
Right.
So what is not there to believe in it? An exchange of energy is science.
Right.
So what is not there to believe in it? So it's
Of
very
course.
simple. So,
Yes.
but then again, and there are sometimes people, who are there on the table with me, but they are out of embarrassment or they just want to hide their truth. I put it on the table, boss, this is what is happening, and they want to, not immediately accept it because of their embarrassment.
Yeah.
But then I always tell them, boss, as much you will be honest with me, as much you will get a better guidance. Because if you try to flip it, deliberately, or try to, say something opposite of it, it's your loss. Because I am there to help you. So
Right.
you have to understand that and make complete use of it.
Correct. That's very well said. So guys, you have to be open with the doctors and the tarot readers and all the other astrologers as well, if you really want help and if you want to receive
And
help
when
as
you're
well.
ready for it, when you're
Yeah.
mentally prepared for it, that
Of
yes,
course.
I am open to help. The
Right.
help will come from all the quarters, and you
Right.
never know who's actually going to help you. So I'm not saying only tarot helps or only astrology helps or only a particular counselor helps.
Yes.
Anything can click for you.
Of course. Of course.
You just have to be ready for it
You just have to be ready
and
for
accept it with open arms.
Of course. That's very well said. I really, really appreciate it. I have one last question though, I promise, and that would be, if people wants to reach out to you, okay, and if they have questions, and if they want to learn something from you, and if they want to take a session from you, how can people reach out to you?
I have my Instagram account, which is in the name of D Infinity Tarot. It's a single word.
Okay.
DE Infinity Tarot.
Okay.
And then we can share my number, which they can reach out to. I do coach and teach tarot reading also.
Okay.
So if you're interested to learn it yourself, I can teach that also. But let me make it very clear, it's just a tool.
Right.
So along with the deck, which you will have in your hand and understand the cards, you need to develop your psychic abilities also, which I will help you in advanced classes.
I'll mention every detail in the description, so you can reach out to her, ask her questions, and please do let her know that you have listened to her on the Aditya Mehta show. Only then you will get the priority reply. Okay, so make sure to do that. With that being said, this is Aditya Mehta along with Sonal Ratra signing off from today's episode. See you in the next one. Till then, peace out.